Welcome to Google Reading.
Welcome, my name is Bjorn Berendt, and this is the Google Weekly Podcast, which is part of the AskBJ.net network of EdTech services. Never stop learning. This is episode 6. Google has a start menu, Where Am I, Indoor Edition, and those darn 3 a.m. appointments. This is recorded on December 7th, 2011. My name is Bjorn Berendt, your host. That didn't go too well, but I'll get this thing down. Okay, so what's new in Google? I want to first apologize. I'm recording this a little bit late. I try and get the show out on Tuesdays, and currently recording it Wednesday morning. And I usually record Monday nights and try and get the show out for Tuesday. But this Monday, I actually had to record a webinar that I was hosting for a class that I am taking through University of Vermont. I'm finishing up my master's there, and I had hosted a webinar on learning strategies, inquiry-based, problem-based, and project-based learning. And hopefully I'll get that recording out on my website, askbj.net, which you guys can listen to. But I am also doing it again on December 15th at 3:30 Eastern Standard Time. If you guys want to join, please register at askbj.net for that free webinar that I'm posting. Okay, first of all, let's get into what's new in Google. Well, I think the big news about Google is all their design changes that they're going on. And I think I've talked about this in a previous show a little bit about their new design. I kind of like where they're going with. I kind of like why they're making the changes. I'm just not fully sold on all the changes. One of the news changes that is happening, this hasn't happened to my Google Apps yet, but it is on their blog, is that they're getting away with the black bar across the top and moving it as a rollover on the logo. So it acts more like a start bar. Actually, I didn't get the start bar name from, I was reading some comments below, and one of the people says, "Hey, great, Google now has a start bar." Do I actually like this? I like the idea that they're giving me more real estate. I don't like the idea that they're moving to icons and that they're kind of hiding a lot of the clicking links. For example, now I used to be able to just say, okay, click on documents. And then if there are other applications, you click on more. Now I have to add in the roll over the Google icon to see everything, and then click on documents. It adds an extra step, and it's not necessarily an intuitive step. So this design change, I'm actually expecting some teachers and some students to kind of say, well, where's my documents? Where before with everything posted out there, it was still simple. It was very easy to see. I could just tell them, click on documents, and go from there. So this is my thing. The new designs, I like why you're doing it, Google. I'm kind of disappointed in some of the features that you're taking away and that you're making it a little bit harder and less intuitive. The other thing that will happen, that I expect to happen without seeing the mail calendar documents, is that people won't visually know they have a calendar available to them. They won't visually know they have documents available to them. And I don't think many will think just to roll over the Google icon to access those tools. But hey, I like a little bit more real estate. The other thing I still want to quickly mention is they're making it so you can see more real estate, but still I was meeting with a teacher at a conference this past weekend, and she's like, the new look, I keep losing my emails. And it's all that extra white space. So my little tip for the new look is to click on this sprocket, both in your email and in the document list, not the top one in the black bar. Again, the new look is getting confusing. Not the sprocket in the top box in the black bar, but the sprocket below that. In your email, let's see if I'm going to click on my email. It's right next to where you can go change the order. There's a sprocket that has the settings. And what you want to do is you want to change it from comfortable to compact. Once I did that, the new look kind of really helped out. One of the other things that they're kind of doing with the new look, if you read about it, especially in the email, is they're trying to separate out so there's multiple scroll bars. The reason why they're doing this is so that you can be looking at an email and you can keep your calendar on the side or something else, or the chat window is not scrolling up and down with your email. It's just, they're two separate things. That part I actually like. I like where they're going with that. I'll have to see about the rollover. I am expecting that it's going to be a little bit harder to tell people what to do, especially the ones that aren't really naturally looking for these things. Okay, what is next? The next thing is they're mapping the indoors. So Google Maps is growing up and actually going inside. Took me a little bit to try and figure out what they were doing with this one. They have a My Locations button where you can click on that and it'll show you anywhere in the world where you are. So it'll pull the GPS, coordinates or wherever else and calculate where you are. But now they can do this indoors. So if you have a phone, a smartphone that's running Google Maps, I think specifically Android. I don't see the iPhone in this, but it is very possible that it is part of the iPhone, but at least it's part of Android. They're actually mapping the indoors. And I thought, okay, this is kind of cool, trying to see how I could use it for the school. But then I read down and saw it wasn't necessarily for the schools. It was actually for airports. Home Depot actually apparently has it. Macy's has it. So you can be in Macy's and kind of get a map of the store and where you're at. I'm assuming using Latitude, which is one of their other features where you can map your friends. You might be able to keep track of other people in the store too, your family. I'm looking forward to that. My wife and I kind of do it. It doesn't update often enough for it to be 100% useful, but it is she kind of tracks where I am, whether I'm coming home from work or whether I get stuck at work late. She just kind of pings me, which is fine. And the one I was excited about, but the airports. My dad used to work for American Airlines, so I spent a lot of time in airports. And because he worked for there, doesn't mean it means we sat in standby, and kind of also meant that we didn't always get on the plane. So we were constantly running back and forth between different terminals, trying to get on a flight. Cheaper tickets. I don't know if they were all that worth it, but we did get to spend some time in the airports. And they are confusing because all the hallways kind of look the same, and you can be one place or another, or you need to find out where your other flight is, and you're looking at the map and saying, okay, am I coming in on this one? Or they'll move it a lot. So I really like the idea that they have the Where Am I Now indoor, and they're mapping out places. So looking at their thing, we have Atlanta International Airport, Chicago O'Hare, San Francisco O'Hare, and Narita International, among a few other ones. So there are some larger airports. I think I've been in Chicago quite a few times for me, that have this map out feature. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that works and using that. The last thing that I thought I'd be talking about is that you can now hide night hours in the calendar. So I haven't tried this yet, but apparently all you got to do is just kind of like drag and drop, and it'll just hide all those extra hours, so it's a little bit easier to view. I kind of labeled this, those darn 3 a.m. appointments. Most of the time you're not going to have a 3 a.m. appointment. You can now hide them. If you're someone that does keep those 3 a.m. appointments, you can expand them. Schools, not so much, but it's just a nice way to keep up your view, and one way that this new look is actually helping. Like I said, I'm probably not 100% supporter of the new look, but I like some of the features that they're putting in here. I dislike some of the features that they're taking out. Okay, well, that's going to conclude the What's New in Google for this week. And let's take a look at what's a current feature of Google. And I thought I'd be talking a little bit about the labs. There's a feature that I constantly use. I use my calendar a lot. And in Gmail, I don't actually like to have, my calendar separate. I'm always looking at my Gmail, and I want to look at my calendar too. So I thought I would talk about one of the labs that I use a lot. And if you're in your Gmail, and you click on the settings sprocket for Gmail, not the one in the black bar, the one below it. Hint, hint, Google, please get this organized. This is also where I kind of like the actual words from the old one where it actually physically said settings. I can tell people to go to settings, not tell people to go to the sprocket, which half of them don't realize it's a sprocket when I tell them that. So hint, hint, Google. Okay, so go to the sprocket, not the one in the black bar or not the one on the very, very top, but the one associated with your Gmail. And you want to go to your mail settings. I wonder, actually, you might be able... Yeah, actually, you can do it from the top one, too. Basically, you want to get to your mail settings. And then they have something called labs. These are all these little kind of cool features that you can add in at any given time. I think I have like 90% of them enabled. So sometimes it's a little hard to see what the default email is when I'm looking at mine, just because I have all these labs enabled. I'll tell somebody, go look at your calendar. It's right in your Gmail. Well, if they don't have the lab enabled, it's not there. So I have to kind of remember what stuff is in here. But I want to talk about the calendar. So I'm going to go up here, and they have I went into the mail settings. I clicked on labs, and you can read through all of these and find the one that you want. There's a little search bar at the top, and I'm just going to search calendar. And right there, it comes up with one single lab. It's their Google Calendar Gadget Lab. And all you got to do is click Enable on this lab, and then Save Changes, and then go back to your Gmail account. And what you'll see is that as soon as you do that, a little tiny calendar pops up on the right left-hand side, and it's got all your appointments right in there. You can choose which calendar is visible. You can choose, you can add appointments from right there. Gives you a quick little list of what's coming up. So right within my email, I can see all the little all the little updates and all the things I have to do today. Great little feature. I love it. Will recommend it completely. So that's the what's current in Google. And let's move on to some of the app exploration part of this show. So I'm picked out two of them. I can't say I'm the one that found these two. The Google Apps Marketplace one. This popped up on the Vermont listserv, and I'm hoping the person who posted that is a show listener. I know she's a fellow Googler. And this was talking about a unique marketing tool. There was a lot about newsletters on the Vermont listserv recently, and some different tools that you can use. And she happened to find one called Weespr. Weespr. Okay, I can't really pronounce it that well, but this is basically a unique marketing tool. Let's read the description here. A unique marketing tool, blending the best of social networking with the strengths of traditional publishing. Publish your own magazine quickly, regularly, and automatically, both in print and online. Create your own collaborative magazine in minutes. It integrates with Facebook, Picasa, Tumblr, and Flickr. You can easily manage and track viewership. This was free for basic usage and then pay as for high volume usage. And The cost was like, I think $2.99 an issue for the high volume ones. So it doesn't seem like it's really that expensive, but this seems like a great use for she was suggesting it for newsletters, for magazines. I can really see this as a great tool for in schools, for creating those newsletters, whether it be for a classroom use or whether it be for the entire school use. Clicking on the reviews. We have 15 reviews in here, and they look to all be 5-star. So this is a 5-star tool, great for newsletters, great for in school, integrates with your Google Apps. Oops. Okay, the next one that I want to talk about is the something in the Chrome store. So this is something where if you have Google Chrome and you click the plus button and you click on Web Store, you can access. And this is called Insert Text. So if you're surfing the web and you see a filled out form, this looks like they're looking at their little slideshow here, and it looks like it also works for email or basically any text field on the web. You can right click and insert text and insert predefined text that you have built. I know they have the form fill outs that's usually for your email and for your address. This is probably for longer text that you want to put in there. Maybe I would probably be using this for my bio. I can't tell you how many places that are asking me for, please type in your quick bio. Well, that's not something that I would be using in the form automatically filled out because it's different parameters. It's not just the same one out there. But it is something I would be using quite a bit. I may also use it for like a signature or something along those lines, where if I want to put the signature on a forum post and I haven't gone in for the automatic thing. So I can see a lot of nice uses for this. Kind of quickly looking through some of the things of this thing. It has a 4.18 out of 5 star with 11 reviews. It does say it has over 2,000 users. So insert text in the Chrome store. Great little app. I'm looking forward to using it. And this is going to conclude today's show. So thank you for listening to the Google Weekly podcast with your host, Bjorn Berendt. You can follow the podcast and contribute by going to www.google-weekly.net. I have a couple ways you can follow the show on there. You can definitely jump on if you have Google Plus. So if you have any Gmail account, should have Google Plus on there. If you want, I have a Facebook and Twitter page. I think I'd spend more time on Google Plus. This is a Google show. I also have a Google group. That group is something you can sign up for, and anybody who signed up can send to it. So in lieu of some forums, I set up the Google group. It's almost more like a listserv where any member can contribute. Also on the show, if you want to just follow the show, I have the email. And if you click on the email, just one word of caution, if you click on the email, it will send you a confirmation email. So you enter your email in, click enter, it sends you a confirmation email. To subscribe, you actually have to click the confirmation email. So if you want to... So please go to the show, click on subscribe via email. You can subscribe via RSS feed, and you can subscribe, that way. Or if you become a friend on my Google Plus page, I post every show onto that also. So, ending the show. You can follow class, blah, 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 blah. So, again, thank you for listening, and never stop learning.
This is Torrance, and thank you for listening.